Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just a fun one, really. I was organising at home and I found all of my old art books that I've collected for the past, 12, 13 years. Books that I bought in college and uni. And I just thought I'm going to bring them here to the studio and put them on display because I absolutely love them. And now when I need to do a tutorial or I need to figure out how to do something, I just go straight to my computer, type in on Google, watch YouTube videos. But there was a time where I would look through books and get the answers, and I miss doing that. So I'm going to have the books here, I'm going to put them on display, I'm going to start buying more books going forward, so I'll document that on the studio vlogs and things. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to go through my little collection here? I've got a table full of art books. Some of them are my absolute favourite books and I'm so excited to have them out again. Welcome if you are new. My name is Emily. I'm an illustrator, but my background is in animation. So I have a degree in animation. I've worked in animation for many years. So you'll kind of see that animation is a big part of the books that I have here. Character design, visual development, I love all of that stuff. So I think we just get into it. I've split the books into 4 sections, and as I go through I'll explain what all the sections are. I will leave links to the books below if I can find them. So yeah, I think we just get into it. So the first section of books I'm calling the art of books. If you're a fan of animation like I am, I'm a big Disney fan. Anytime a new film is released, they tend to bring out an art of book, and it's where the artists, the animators, all of their work, all of their sketches, their designs, things that you won't ever get to see, all of that work gets put together in an art of book. And for many years I collected them. I have a couple here that I'm going to show you. Some of them are my absolute favourite book, and there's so many that I want to get. I really wanted to get the Encanto art of book, but it wasn't available up until, I think it's available now, so I am going to get it and I will leave a link for it below. But let me show you the ones that I do have. So my absolute favourite one is this one. It's The Art of Tangled. Tangled is up there with my favourite Disney films. It's such a beautiful book. My favourite parts of this book is the character design work. I'm a massive fan of Glen Keane. Glen Keane is probably my favourite Disney animator. He did so much work in here. A lot of the character design and the sketches for Rapunzel are his drawings. They're just the most stunning things, to see how her hair was developed, her costumes and everything like that. So yeah, that's probably, out of all the ones I have, the Tangled book is my favourite. If I'm drawing hair or anything and I'm struggling with it, I'm struggling with the movement, I tend to look at Glen Keane's sketches. So yeah, that's my number one. And then the other ones that I have The Art of Frozen, which is a lovely book. I actually think I'm going to get The Art of Frozen 2 because I prefer Frozen 2 over the first Frozen. And I'm also a massive fan of the 6-part documentary series on Disney Plus, The Making of Frozen 2. I love that. I've watched it a couple of times. So yeah, I have the first one, but I think I'm going to get Frozen 2. I then have a couple that aren't my favourites, mainly because they're not my favourite films, but I have The Art of Up and I have The Art of Brave. This one is a really beautiful one, The Art of Brave. But yeah, I just, you know, even though they're not my favourite films, I mean Up's a lovely film, but they're not my favourites, just looking at the artwork inside, just absolutely beautiful to see all of the different sort of character designs, the costumes. I really recommend getting these art of books if you're a fan of the film. And then the final Disney one / Pixar is The Art of Toy Story 3. Do you know what? I'm not sure why I got The Art of Toy Story 3. I think it probably came out while I was studying animation and maybe that's why I grabbed it. But again, they're just really, really lovely books to have. I mean, they're a bit worn and they're very well used. But they're just nice to have. But I think I'm going to collect a few more. I'm going to get myself the Encanto one. I'm going to get Frozen 2. Let me know below any more I should get. And then the other 2 books that I've put in this category is this one. I got this for Christmas, I think, a couple of years ago, and it's the Disney Pixar Funny 25 Years of Laughter from the Pixar Story Room. And it's kind of like the art of books, but it's just sketches from the storyboarding teams. If you're a fan of the storyboarding process, how they come up with their stories and the quick little sketches that they do, like way before any characters are designed properly or anything, this is a really nice book to have. Yeah, I don't think I would have gone out and bought this, but it was a really lovely Christmas present to get, and I'm really happy that I've got it. And then the final one I have had for a very long time, and I remember picking this up at Costco when I was a teen, and it's The Art of Dreamworks. So Dreamworks didn't bring out a book like Disney with every film. They brought out this one big book, and it just documents every film. So let me find an example. So here's some work from Kung Fu Panda. The thing I'm not a massive fan about with the Dreamworks book is I like to see who the artist is that's done every piece of work. And sometimes people have put their signatures on stuff, but it's almost like Dreamworks don't want you to know who the artists are. They're kind of sort of saying, this is what we've done as a studio, which is nice, you know, I do like it. But one thing I like about the Disney books is if you find a piece of work that you like, you only have to look underneath the drawing and it will literally tell you who's done it. So let's find an example. There's a sketch here of a train, and I can see that it's a locomotive model packet by Dan Holland in pencil, done in 2009. And do you know what? This is how I find artists that I love. I tend to look through, and wherever my eye is drawn, I kind of search for that artist and find more work from them. So I like that Disney does that. I like that they almost want to celebrate their artists, whereas in the Dreamworks one, you don't really know. You don't know who's done what. I'm not a massive fan, but I do like looking at all the work, so that's a really nice book to get. So that was the first section, the art of book section. Like I said, I'm going to buy some more. I will document it on the studio vlogs. The next section, I don't really know what to call it. It's kind of like the animation and art theory books, and a bit more explaining how things are done, how you can do it. And I didn't intend for it to be Disney themed, but all the books I have are Disney. These are things I have bought when I was studying animation. And I haven't looked through them since. I think some of these books are very, very, very expensive now. They were expensive when I bought them, but they're very lovely, and I'm so glad I've got them. So to start off with kind of a very special book, and this book is called The Illusion of Life, and it's by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston. You might have heard of Frank and Ollie. They are Disney legends, basically. They were like the original Disney animators, and they wrote this book. So it says copyright 1981. I'm guessing that's maybe when the book was written. I don't really understand books, but this says first edition. Oh my gosh, do I have a first edition? I know it was expensive. I know I paid so much money for it. It normally comes with a beautiful book sleeve like cover, and I have no idea where that is. So this is what I'm left with. It looks old. It's just amazing. So if you're a fan of Disney and the history of Disney, this book not only like talks through the history, and it's written by Frank and Ollie, who were part of the 9 Old Men. So I mean, I could go into Disney history, I could do a whole video on it because I'm absolutely obsessed. But the 9 Old Men, they were the original Disney animators. They were Walt's like core team, and yeah, this book just covers the history, how they made those early films. I think it talks about the multiplane camera in here. Let me find it. And like, this was a system that, you know, had never been done before these guys did it. So if you're interested in knowing like how, like, this is a multiplane camera, it's how they did the original films. They would layer up all of their drawings, like, it's just incredible. This book is amazing. The Illusion of Life by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. I'm really, really sad that I don't have the cover for it, but you know what, I have the book and I will treasure it forever. I then have a set of 2 books, and these are the Walt Stanchfield lecture series. I have part 1 and part 2, and it's called Drawn to Life, 20 Golden Years of Disney Masterclasses. So volume 1 tends to, I think, cover character, humans, how to make them move well, and like applying the rules of perspective and extreme poses and things, just anything like that. This book is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. It says here that it was $17.99 when I bought it. It's still got the price tag on the back. So again, we're talking over 10 years ago I bought these books, so don't know how much they are worth now, but that's the first one. And then the second one I think is more animals. Oh my gosh, you know what? There's just so much to it, but there is a lot of animals in the second book. So these, like I said, are the Drawn to Life books. I will leave details of those below. They're just really lovely books. Again, if you really want to get into animation, or even if you don't, even if you just want to have more expression in your character work and more movement, these books are lovely. And then the final book in this kind of art animation theory is this one. And this one, look at this. Oh my gosh, it's been in the sun. My books don't stay lovely for long, but again, this is the Walt Disney Animation Studios The Archive series, and this is Story. So they did a few different ones of these, and I will leave details for them below. I just got the Story one, and I think I bought this when I was doing a storyboarding project at uni or something. I can't remember, and I thought, oh, that would be a nice thing to have. And again, it's just sort of documenting the early story boards that they used to do. They are numbered, so maybe it will tell you which artist did which, but there's Beauty and the Beast in here, Alice in Wonderland, Bambi, like they just cover them all. So these are just really nice coffee table books. If you're a Disney fan, mine doesn't look in the best condition, but still. It's very, very well loved. And this says $50 on the back. So again, I don't know how much it is now. I'll try and find them for you. But those are my art and animation theory books. So now on to the next section. Again, I don't know what to call these sections. This is kind of putting that theory into practice, and like tutorial books and drawing books. I have a couple to show you. The first one is this one. This has been amazing for me, this book. I mean, I'm still trying to apply it and looking through it, I'm thinking, oh, I really need to apply it more. But this is Force, Dynamic Life Drawing for Animators. And to be honest, it's not just for animators. I mean, it talks through how to approach life drawing, but some of the images in here are just incredible. Here it's talking about silhouette and how you can, you know, improve the silhouette of your characters. Look at those poses. Yeah, I love it. So getting yourself a book like this, if you are working on your character design, working on your poses and things like that, this can be a really great book. It's by Mike Matesi, owner and founder of Entertainment Art Academy in Southern California. I really like this book. The next one is kind of a staple. If you are wanting to get into animation, if you're studying animation, anything like that, you will probably, if you've not got this book already, you will be asked to buy it. And it is this, The Animator Survival Kit by Richard Williams. I feel like most animators in the world will probably have a version of this book. Richard Williams, he's the director of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and his animation masterclasses are like known by everybody. I think Disney artists go to those masterclasses. He's the guy that teaches animation. And this book literally explains everything. I remember having to do walk cycles at uni for my characters, and literally having this book in front of me and studying it. And I'm sure, I don't know if anybody from my uni watches these videos, but they can, you know, we all had these books. So yeah, if you're looking into doing walk cycles or understanding squash and stretch and anticipation and all those things that you're taught when you do animation, this is your staple. Again, it says $30 on the back. No idea how much it is now. I will leave a link for it below. It is a weighty, weighty, weighty book. But I bought it a long time ago, and you can tell because my younger brother, when he was a child, a little baby, drew all over mine. He's now 15, so that explains how long I've had this book for. And then the final book that I am putting in this category is this one, and it's 21 Draw Illustrator's Guidebook Special Edition. I'll have to double check, but I am pretty sure this was a Kickstarter that I backed. Yeah, it says big thank you to all the Kickstarter backers. I backed this on Kickstarter years ago. I've no idea when this was brought out. All I knew was that it was going to feature some of my favourite artists. There's Tom Bancroft in here. He came up with Mermaid, works for Disney. Randy Bishop, I love Randy Bishop. Loish, which I have a book of hers, I'll chat about that in a minute. There's loads of people in here. And then each artist was basically asked to give a tutorial. So let's find this one. So this section is character design, and there's loads of like little tutorials of things. I have actually no idea if this book is still available to buy or if it was Kickstarter exclusive. I will try and leave details for it below, but I do know they've done more with this 21 Draw. So whatever details I can find, I will leave it below, but it's a really lovely book. And now we're on to the final section, and this is the artist slash self-published books. These are books that some of my favourite artists have created themselves, published themselves, and I have supported them by buying it. I would love to have more of these, and I'm actually going to hunt for more books from artists that I love, because it's really special to have these. So let's start with the first one. I feel like this was a Kickstarter, but this is Blush, the art of Peniel Oram. So Peniel is an amazing illustrator, artist, visual development artist who I love. I don't even know what year this is from, but I can tell you now by looking at these drawings. I mean, these drawings are beautiful, but her talent has come on massively since she did this book. So I really wish I knew what date it was, but I think I backed the Kickstarter because it's signed by her. Oh, it says a date here. So this was the first printing of it in 2015. There we go. I know for a fact she's brought out more. So I don't know if this one's available, but I know like future books are, so I will try and find them. But that's really lovely, and I'm so glad I supported her with that. So the next book, which is kind of, I got this in a similar way. I don't know if it was Kickstarter. Could have been a Kickstarter. I can't remember it again, years ago. Is this book. It's called Lovely, and it's Ladies of Animation. And this book is the art of 6 artists who are up there with my favourites. And when they came together to do this book, I was just like, oh, I've got to have this. So it features the art of Lorelei Beauvais, who, amazing artist. Her work recently has been used in Encanto, so go and check her out. Mingzhu Helen Shen, I think she goes by Helen Shen, but there's Claire Keane in here, Lisa Keane, Brittany Lee, who I know who's done a bit of work on Frozen 2 recently, she's a Disney artist, and Victoria Ying. This book is absolutely beautiful, and it basically just highlights the work from each artist, and it's just stunning. It's like proper, the artwork is like goals. Brittany Lee, I think, might be my favourite artist in this book. Her work is absolutely stunning, and so inspiring whenever I see it. And then you also have like Claire Keane, who's another favourite of mine. This is the daughter of Glenn Keane, who I absolutely love. She's done some work on Tangled before. You'll find her in the Tangled Art Of book. Yeah, it's just a really stunning book. So if you ever see that your favourite artists are producing their own book, support them with it. It's just so lovely to have. Again, don't know if this is available anymore. It might not be, but I'll do my best to find it. Another book I have, I've had this for many years, and it's by Denis Zilber. I am a massive fan of Denis Zilber, and when I worked in animation, I was working on a project where I had to illustrate a character and paint him, and the kind of inspiration for not necessarily the actual design or anything, but the finish, the style, was Denis Zilber. So when I looked into it more and found that he had his own book, I had to buy it. but it's just really lovely design, and I didn't even remember, but he actually signed it. So that's nice, thanks Denis. It's just a thin little book, but again, it's just really lovely to have. And then the final book is by another one of my favourites, Loish, The Art of Loish. This is actually the first book she's brought out. She has done another one, I think she's done a sketchbook version. But it is just stunning. I'm actually so glad that I have this to like keep it protected. But I think most people know who this is, but like her artwork is just absolutely stunning. So not only is it like a collection of her work, it also has some steps on how to not recreate her work, but the process of her working as well, which is really, really nice. Yes, it's 2016, so I've had this a good few years now. It's stunning. I will leave details for it below. But it's just super inspiring to have books like that hanging about on a coffee table, which I'm gonna do. My coffee table is gonna be absolutely full of books now. So there we go, those are a collection of the art books that I have. Please let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any books that you think I would like based on what I have here. Leave details of them below. I would love to check them out. I've left details for as many books as I possibly can below, so go and check those out, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye guys.